Welcome to Life After, a podcast for women to take you from feeling like you're just surviving to thriving, to creating a life you really love. Expect to discover tips and tricks to get there. Each episode will have actionable steps to empower you to make changes. I started this podcast because I've been through it all, from getting out of a marriage with a narcissist to completely rebuilding my life. And now I'm on a mission to help you too. You can change your life. It's absolutely possible. Being challenged in life is inevitable. Being defeated is optional. Roger Crawford. Your mind will believe what you tell it. So tell it you're smart, talented, fearless, and you have what it takes. Unknown. The most fulfilling path is paved with challenges overcome and lessons learned. Also unknown. Never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction. Germany, Kent. The most effective way to do it is to do it. Amelia Earhart. In this episode, we are going to talk about the intersection of mindset and adversity, where the proverbial rubber meets the road. We often talk about mindset, or we talk about adversity and challenges. But I don't think I've ever done an episode that really combines them. Yes, I sometimes use examples in mindset episodes to demonstrate moving through challenges. And absolutely, in adversity episodes, I talk about ways to successfully shift your mindset. However, I don't think I've ever really looked at mindset through the lens of what to do right now while you're in the thick of it. This is that episode. It's easy to see mindset as something we can do when life is good. We can easily forget to actively practice our mindset when we come across a challenge. The reality is that mindset isn't about being positive all the time. And it's in those moments or the situations that are challenging where connecting to our mindset is most important. It's about proactively choosing our thoughts, even when, or maybe especially when, life feels heavy. Now, this is so often easier said than done. If it was easy to do this, we would be able to actively mitigate some of life's challenges, right? We're never guaranteed that the next storm isn't coming, unfortunately. However, your mindset is how you maneuver through any storm to get back to clear skies. Think about it in this way. Actively acknowledging your mindset during the challenge means noticing what you are telling yourself in those moments of stress and fear and anxiety. And then asking yourself, is what I'm doing helping me or harming me? This is where a true shift can take place. If the messages you're telling yourself are harming you, you know a mindset shift is in order. Reframing your mindset in these moments isn't the denial of pain. That pain does exist. And reframing allows you to lean into hope. And what we know is that hope has been scientifically proven to be a protective factor in so many ways, including helping us to feel better. Hope gives us agency to act. And if you want to delve deeper, I do have a couple of episodes about hope. I believe there's one in season 1 and one in season 2. I'll put links in the show notes. In these hardest moments, when we want or need to shift our mindset, reminding ourselves that we can get through this. It's not going to last forever. I can choose how I address this. Well, these are all ways we can create that shift. This reframing and leaning into hope strengthens your mindset so that you're able to face your feelings and process them. So often, when we're in a challenging situation, it just feels easier to avoid or to deny how we're really feeling. Yet, when we can acknowledge those feelings we want to avoid, the hurt, anger, discouragement, feeling like a failure, we can heal. And in my experience, once you acknowledge something isn't working, then you have to actually do something about it. As humans, we sometimes struggle with that. Sometimes we want to deny or avoid because we don't want to do that something. A healthy mindset, though, makes room for both truth and forward motion. We're able to lean into the feelings and the actions that brings the growth we're searching and aiming for. Now, this might not always feel comfortable. A strong mindset comes from allowing yourself to feel your feelings and still choosing to move forward. Take action, which then allows you to shift. Remember, your action doesn't have to be big. Taking small, baby steps is always okay. When the struggle is overwhelming, showing up for yourself in even the smallest ways, taking a walk, or even resting, for example, that's still progress. Choosing one nourishing thought, one grounding breath, that's progress. Making a mindset shift isn't necessarily a giant transformation. Consider those micro shifts that keep you on track when you are in the middle of a challenge. These micro shifts are what ultimately compound into that giant transformation. The benefit of looking at it this way is twofold. One, while you're in the middle of a challenge, you can still manage to have a positive mindset. And two, in this way, you only have to choose the next nourishing thought, the next baby step. No overwhelm, no confusion, no aggravation. Just that powerful reminder that a smooth path to shifting your mindset is possible even while you're in the thick of it. Finally, I want to address something that every single one of us wrestles with at some point: fear and anxiety. On some level, fear and anxiety are always present when we're in the middle of hard times. I've shared my stories with you guys several times before. I've definitely had my share of both. Sometimes it's been about big life challenges, like changing a job or going through a divorce. And sometimes it's about everyday decisions. How am I going to show up as a parent today? Particularly for those of you out there like me that are a single parent. And here's what I've learned: fear and anxiety aren't signs that we're weak or broken. They are just simply a part of being human. And here's the most important key: fear and anxiety don't have to control us. We get to decide. We can decide when they show up in our lives, how we're going to handle it, and what we're going to do about it. Let's start with this. Fear and anxiety are different, but they often show up together. Fear is usually tied to something immediate, a specific situation that feels quite threatening. Anxiety, on the other hand, is like fear's lingering cousin. It's that unsettled feeling about what might happen in the future. Now, they both exist for a reason. Our brains are always trying to keep us safe. However, sometimes instead of protecting us, it keeps us stuck. And this is where the mindset comes in. What we tell ourselves shapes how we experience fear and anxiety. If our inner voice is saying, I can't handle this, that fear gets louder. But if we shift our mindset even just a little, taking those baby steps to something like saying to yourself, I know this is hard and I can take the next step. Suddenly that fear feels more manageable. And then the overall situation feels more manageable. It's not about pretending fear isn't there. Just like it's when we feel our feelings, it's denying or avoiding those feelings that we may not really want to feel. It's about choosing the story we attach to it. So how do we actually do this? Well, I'm going to give you a few practical tips and tools. The first one is to breathe. It sounds so simple, but intentional breathing calms our nervous system. You can try the 4-7-8 technique, which is you breathe in for 4, you hold for 7, and then you exhale for 8. This is going to signal to your body that you're safe and really help to calm your nervous system. There are a ton of other breathing options out there. So if you've got some questions, reach out to me and I can send you a few more options. Second is to break it down. Big fears feel overwhelming. And when you chunk things into smaller steps, your brain sees them as doable. So chunk it down. What is that one step you can take today or right now? Third, reframe failure. We don't do failure well. And so instead of asking yourself, what if I fail? Because failure is an inevitable part of life. Instead, try asking yourself, what will I learn if it doesn't go perfectly? Fear loses its grip on us when failure isn't the end of the story. Or consider when we can see ourselves failing forward, this gives us hope for a better outcome next time. And here's one of my favorites. Of course, you know it's my favorite because we're talking about it all the time. Take action. My therapist told me once that when anxiety shows up, it's a signal for us to do something. Fear and anxiety grow when we sit in them, but they shrink when we move, even if it's just a tiny step forward. Here's the mindset shift I really want you to hold on to. Discomfort doesn't always mean danger. Sometimes it means growth. So when you feel that knot in your stomach or that racing heart, you physically feel in your body that fear or anxiety, pause and ask yourself, is this fear trying to legitimately keep me safe? Or is this discomfort showing me that I'm stepping into something new and important? Let me leave you with this. Fear and anxiety are part of life, but they don't define you. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward even when fear is whispering in your ear. I invite you to think about one area of your life where fear or anxiety has been holding you back, and then take one small step, just one. And even with that one step, you'll be surprised at how much lighter it feels when you do, when you're taking action. All of these steps, the reframing, shifting, taking action, and facing your fear and anxiety head on, can help us create our positive, healthy mindset while we're in the middle of a challenge. You may need to practice these techniques. I promise you, they work and are worth it. This podcast is a valuable resource for anyone seeking to make meaningful changes in their life. I'm here to support you on your unique journey, offering guidance and encouragement every step of the way. There will be new episodes on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. Please follow on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss any episodes. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode on shifting to a positive mindset while in the middle of any adversity. Remember, we always have a choice, and often the choice we pick will have a significant impact on our lives. As we wrap up, here's the thing. I've made every mistake. I've literally been there and done that. It's one step at a time, and you'll get there. There's hope. You've got this. If you're struggling in a relationship and wondering if it might be controlling, you're not alone. Download my free PDF at locatecoaching.com/free gift to help you find clarity and confidence. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.